Hello, everybody. Welcome to this edition of English Skills One. Today, we are going into literary criticism, and we are moving into module 4, which is glossary and the aesthetics, the Indian poetics, the theory of Rasa, Dhwani, and all those things. I hope that you've been watching all the other videos. If not, please do have a look into those. We will be completing the book within this week, and we hope that you will get better marks in your literary criticism. As always, we have Dr. Prasanth with us. Thank you, Dr. Prasanth, for coming in. And he's been throughout doing this service for the university, for the students of the University of Calicut, students of Calicut University. Thank you, Prasanth, once again. And over to you, Dr. Prasanth.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Premanand. As we are moving to the lag end of our paper, literary criticism, and today we are on to the fourth module, which is titled as glossary. It has 3 components: Indian aesthetics, and then 2 chapters on movements and maybe terms. So as per the syllabus, we have 5 concepts to be learned: Rasa, Dhwani, Vyanjana, Alankara, and Tinai. Out of this, 4 are from Indian classical tradition, and the last one is from Sangam literature, that is from Tamil southern side of it. And today we'll be looking the first 2 concepts, because we would like to have a session about 30 to 40 minutes, so that it is easier for you to remember and also see again and again. So we have included, or we have categorized this particular Indian aesthetic session into 2. Today, I'll be doing the first session, and maybe day after tomorrow, we'll be doing the second session. So welcome once again to this edition. We start with Indian aesthetics. The first point is that Indian aesthetics is known as Alankara Shastra in Sanskrit. Alankara Shastra, Indian poetics is known as Alankara Shastra. Alankara is a combination of 2 words. One is, as you understand, as I have written there, Alam, which denotes perfection, and Shastra, meaning the prescribed rules or knowledge. So Alankara Shastra is almost can be translated as a perfect prescription of knowledge or aesthetics. It's a unique philosophical and spiritual view of art. And what is very special about Indian aesthetics is that Indian aesthetics has always been clubbed with the spiritual perspective. So you cannot, in fact, distinguish. When we read Plato, Aristotle, and other classic literary, Greek literary criticism, you would have noticed that they definitely clubbed aesthetic theory with philosophy, but never with spirituality. But in India, everything was part and parcel of Hinduism, or maybe the spirituality, or in a very broader sense, the Indian aesthetics. And they never made certain distinction between art, architecture, literature, painting. I mean, all forms of art had been put under one particular umbrella term. There is no distinction between art and literature. Art or literature was considered as part of art. And I am just quoting Kapila Vatsyayan. Classical Indian architecture, sculpture, painting, literature. Literature is in Sanskrit called kavya. Music, dancing evolved their own rules conditioned by the respective media, but shared with one another not only the underlying spiritual beliefs of Indian religio-philosophic mind, but also procedures by which the relationship and the spiritual states were worked out in detail. So what the idea Kapila Vatsyayan has been trying to say is that Indian art forms, from literature to architecture, sculpture, painting, everything, they shared a common base, which is rooted in spirituality. And they developed independent rules and regulations, but underlying spiritual beliefs remain the same. This is the idea that has been trying to work out. So there is, Indian aesthetics as a whole derive from a common base, a common spiritual base. There are more four major theories on literature. One is Rasa. Rasa is the emotive expression. We'll be looking at it in detail. Dhwani, suggestion. Vakrokti, structured expression or oblique expression or indirect rendering. Vakricha uktika. Vakrika എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഡീവിയന്റ് എന്നുള്ള അർത്ഥമാണ്. ഡീവിയന്റ് ആയിട്ട് നേരെ പറയുന്നതിന് പകരം നമ്മൾ കുറച്ച് വളഞ്ഞിട്ട് കാവ്യാത്മകമായിട്ട് പറയും. And Alankara, figurative expression. Alankara is nothing but figure of speech or maybe ornamentation or decoration, whatever word you can substitute. And we have a list of scholars, Bharata, who is credited with Natyashastra, which many of you will be very familiar with. Vamana, Anandavardhana, we'll be looking at Anandavardhana and Abhinavagupta in detail in the coming slides. Kundaga was the one who had the theory of Vakrokti. Vakrokti will just have a passing mention. We may not be elaborating on that. Mamata, Bhattalolata, and Dandi. These are the major writers. And except Kundaga and Dandi, all other and Vamana will be making a passing reference to all other scholars. You can also read my short slide on my left side, which I'll not be reading. This is a kind of an explanatory note for what I have given on my right. Okay. So next point. Theory of Rasa. We'll be first mentioning the theory of Rasa. Bharata envisaged Rasa theory in his Natyashastra. Bharata, the most significant